Hello YouTube, welcome to another one of my Duel Links videos, and today I have for you my King of Games deck for this PvP season, which is in November 2019. And I ended up getting King of Games with Dark Lords after many, and I mean many failed attempts using different decks. I think this season I used a total of 5 decks to try to get to King of Games. I used Magician of Chaos, I used I used 2 different variants of Magician of Chaos. Let's leave it at that. I lost 1 promotion with each. Then I tried Crystron's. I lost 3 King of Games promotions with Crystron's. Then I went to my last season deck, which was Grid Cositus. I believe I lost 2 with 2 King of Games promotion matches with the Cositus deck. And then with this particular deck, I lost 2 more King of Games promo matches. Both of them to Fortune Ladies, which is it's a tough matchup for Dark Lords. Both of them I went first. Both of them I pretty much bricked, and my opponent had the God Hand. So it does beg the question: is the system a little bit rigged? At one point I went 12-3. That means I won 4 matches, lost the King of Games rank up. I won 4 matches, the next 4 matches, lost the King of Games rank up. I won the next 4 matches, lost the King of Games rank up match again. And I don't think it's necessarily rigged like, oh, it makes you brick immediately. But sometimes it does feel like it will give you the hardest matchup. In one of the Fortune Lady losses with this deck, I actually... My initial queue did not go through, and that was a favorable matchup for me. And then I had to queue up again, and I got Fortune Ladies, went first, got absolutely destroyed. Because it is a hard matchup for Dark Lords. When you try to negate their effects, they have so many effects. They have a lot of ways to get pluses. Your Sanctified does not give you life points when you negate their effects. They float a lot. It's a pretty tough matchup, and it was tough. That's why I ended up going with Dark Lords at the end, because I was that frustrated after losing so many King of Games rank up matches to things that just didn't make sense, that I was getting that unlucky. Although I will admit that I am probably one of the most unlucky person when it comes to Duel Links RNG. So maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm just that unlucky. But let's talk about this post-nerf Dark Lord deck. Obviously, it's still Dark Lord, so they are great. I'm using Allure by Darkness. Every time you lose 1800 life points or more, you can, instead of drawing a card, you get to draw Allure of Darkness, right? Which lets you draw 2 cards, and then you have to banish a dark monster. Otherwise, you have to discard your entire hand. The whole Dark Lord archetype is dark, and we're using this skill to draw into our boss monster, which is Legendary Magigar set. The deck needed a boss monster in addition to Desire, although I do have Morningstar in here as well. But other than that, it's a pretty standard build. We have the 2 Contact, 1 Sanctified, and then I have 1 Uko back, which really works good with the deck now that we have a limited spell engine. But yeah, other than that, I have 1 Wall of D just as my spicy tech. Everything else is pretty standard. And I did get a few games. These are not consecutive games because I never knew which streak was going to lead to King of Games. So I just kind of picked some good duels, and I saved them. Come on, game. What is this? All I'm doing is clicking a replay, Konami. Can you please not do this to me? After everything I had to go through today and last night, can we please not do this? Thank you. Oh my God. But yeah, I want to say out of all of them, the most heartbreaking losses were when I was using Crystron's, because I really wanted the deck to just pull through. I was very excited to make, hey, I got King of Games with Crystron's video. But you work so much. You work so hard with that deck, I should say. So all of those, all those 12 wins were very hard fought to just lose in the last match to bad RNG. It's very, very unfortunate. But here we're just doing the normal place. We have Uko back with a set Sanctified, and we also have a Wall of D. So hopefully, I like setting 2 cards now that we only have 1 Sanctified, because there's obviously a lot of Cosmic Cyclone going around, and you don't want your Cosmic Cyclone to get banished. So give him more targets to miss when they try to Cyclone. We're gonna negate the Wyvern. Get contact, special summon Ukobak. Banishment is going to search for Desire, and you guys pretty much know how this goes. Desire activates, get him out of here, go for game. We do get to see, I believe, a couple of spicy Allure of Darkness duels. At least I hope so. I played so much this morning and last night. And it wasn't like, at the beginning, it wasn't like I was super hard trying to get to King of Games. I really wanted to get with Crystron's. Well, it all started with Magician of Chaos. And then at that point I was frustrated and I was like, you know what, let's just do it with Crystron's. And then the more promo matches I would lose, the more frustrated I got. So I was like, whatever, let's just go with my good friend's Dark Lord that I haven't used, at least competitively, in a long time. So yeah, there we go. Alright, we have a Casitas to out. Invocation is going to add the Invoker back to the hand. Pretty standard stuff. We're gonna draw 2, Banishment, get contact, all the normal stuff. Superbia summons Eggshell, Eggshell search for Nastin. And I'm gonna go ahead and summon Nastin, sending the Sanctified. And the reason why I went ahead and sent the Sanctified to the graveyard is because when you see Keith, you usually think Switcheroo, and because they run Switcheroo, they always have 3 Cosmic Cyclones. So I wasn't trying to get my Sanctified banished because I'm gonna need that. So instead, I'm just gonna send it directly to the grave. That only gives me 1 negation, but that's probably all I'm gonna need. Especially because my opponent chooses to summon the outset of the Invoker, so we're gonna negate him right there. And you know, just hope that he didn't have the Invocation in hand already. We're going to search, but more importantly, we're gonna activate our skill. Now that we've lost 2,000 life points. Activate Allure of Darkness, draw 2, banish the Ukobak, draw 2 more with the Eggshell. We're gonna get the Sanctified back. And once again, I don't want to set my Sanctified. I'm playing around the Cosmic Cyclone, so we're just gonna use the Amdust to put it back into the grave. Deal 1900 damage. He goes Claw of Hermos. Tries to equip Magical Hammer on the Casitas, but we're gonna negate that and keep that little bitty monster on the field instead. And now that we can thin the deck and also activate our skill for the second time, we're gonna try to get to our boss monster. Draw 2. We get a Banishment, which is gonna let us search Eggshell. That way we can draw 2 more. And there is my boy, Legendary Madrigal set. Pierce damage on the what was it, Magic Hammer, and we get the win. I love this skill, man. I love the amount of draw power you get thanks to this skill. But I mean, of course, there are other things you can use. Compensation is a good one. Destiny draw. I mean, so many good skills now require just 1,000 life point loss that it's very easy to trigger just with your Dark Lords. Here we have a Pegasus, and this was a Toon deck. So we're gonna summon the Ukobak. Not the greatest starting hand, but we do have a Sanctify. Scrap Recycle activates. I'm gonna go ahead and negate that effect. I didn't know what my opponent was going for, but I'm like, let's just stop everything right now. We top deck Eggshell, which was a godsend. Banishment is gonna get contact. Contact, special summon Superbia. Superbia summon Eggshell. Eggshell, special summon Ukobak. Ukobak send the Amdust. And then we just summon the Legendary Madrigal set. 6100 attack over the 900 Scrap Recycler for game. And last but not least, we have the King of Games promo match, which after all the losses, I lost count. It was like 7, 8, 9, something like that. After all those losses, we got the most lackluster King of Games promo match. But you know what? I'll take it, man. I needed it. I was ready to be done with this climb. Give me my gems and let me move on. My opponent 30 card deck restart. He doesn't get grass, so he just sets a card, and that pretty much gives me the win. All we have to do is add our Gal Eggshell. Nastin is going to discard the Superbia. He gets floodgated, and that's completely fine because Contact is going to search for my Desire. I already have my Dark Lord Contact. Banishment is going to search for Desire. Superbia is going to summon the Eggshell and attack with Tribute. Got game. I would say easy King of Games, but because of how many times I had to do that, it was not easy. It was definitely a grind this season, but at least I'm here now, and you know, now I get to play some fun stuff for a while. But yeah, like I did mention that I got King of Games earlier in my community post. You guys wanted to see the deck, so here's your video. Hope you guys enjoyed my little salt about how unlucky I was. Thank you so much for watching. As always, like, comment, and subscribe if you want. And till next time.